Hi kids, Monday morning. Welcome to the Geen Garden. It's not Monday morning for me, it's Saturday afternoon. But Monday morning for you guys. Time to put on thinking hats. Okay, there we go, now I'm thinking. I've got a wonderful investigation for you to have a go at today. Real interesting little game. And once again, this is my favorite lady, Jo Boaler, and her incredibly mathematical mind has got me thinking. And I want to get you to think as well, and she wants to get you to think. And obviously you want to think too. So, little problem for you to investigate today. So, all you're going to need for this problem is the printout. Print out the sheet that I made. Okay, the printout of the sheet just has questions that I'm going to read out to you so that you don't need to remember them. They're on the sheet in front of you. All the way through this, you need to have lots and lots of talking with your parents. Okay, if that's possible, or a sibling. If you've got a big brother or big sister, maybe you could do it with them. Okay, maybe even a smaller brother or smaller sister. Okay, maybe you could do it with them too. So, here we go. This is called 3 block towers. Now, all you're going to need for this are 3 blocks. And you might have to get creative with your blocks. I've got some Unifix cubes, and you can see there, we've got a red block, a yellow block, and a green block. Does the color matter? No, as long as they're different. If you've got 3 blocks the same, maybe you could use some dice. You can always put a little dab of your expo marker on there. Okay, if you had 3 red ones, you could write a Y on it to pretend to be yellow, for example. Okay, maybe you can see that. There we go. So maybe you can just color one side. Whatever it is, you can wipe it off afterwards. Even use marker. Marker's going to come off dice pretty easily. Okay, so be creative, be imaginative with that. Okay, I don't want anyone going, Mr. G, I couldn't find any blocks. Figure it out. Okay, you smart kids, figure it out. Okay, here we go. So, first thing obviously you're going to be doing is watching me. Hello again. Second thing, here's the question. How many different towers, this is a tower, as you can see, can you make using 1 red block, 1 yellow block, and 1 green block? I'll say it again. How many different towers? Obviously, if I took these apart, could I rearrange those into a different tower? The answer is yes. And I know that some of you are already thinking, but okay, and I'm just going to let you figure that out. Obviously, I don't want to do it for you, but I want you to think what's really important is how are you going to record your answers? And do I expect to see answers? Absolutely. You've got to figure out how you're going to record that on a piece of paper or on a tablet or however you're going to do it. But you need to have evidence to prove your thinking, to prove your results. Okay, it's almost like a science investigation. Okay, so you need some PROOF proof. Okay, you know that I always like to say prove it, and so I'm going to say you will need to prove it. There you go. Even heard you now. So think about how you're going to record them. Think about what makes some good ways to record it, what might make some bad ways to record it. Okay, and I'll let you think about that. I'm not going to explain to you any more about that. So maybe you come up with 2 different ways and think that maybe this is a better way of doing it. Once you think you've got all the combinations, how do you know? How do you actually know you've got that, all the combinations? How do you know you're not missing one? Maybe by answering that question, you might actually go back and be able to think about what makes good and bad ways of recording. Now that's activity 1. Guess what? There's another activity. Activity 2. Makes sense, right? Okay, here we go. Guess what I'm going to do? We've got our red. Which one? Red, yellow, green. Red, yellow, green. And this time I'm going to add an extra block. Ka-ching. There we go. Block 4. This is now a 4 block tower. You're going to do exactly the same thing. Record it exactly the same way. Maybe use your recording from your activity 1 to help you with activity 2. And how many different combinations, how many different towers can you make using 4 blocks? Okay, each of these activities is probably going to take you, I don't know, somewhere between 10 and 20 minutes. Okay, for each of them. So that's somewhere between 20 minutes and 40 minutes. Okay, depends how quickly you work, depends if you find the best way to record your answers. Once again, how do you know you've got all the possible combinations? I'd like you to, once you've done this, ask a parent to check and say, hey, have I got them all? Maybe they can see one that you've missed and all they're going to say is no, and then you're going to have to go back and have another explore, and then you're really going to put that thinking cap on and you're going to have to do some thinking. We don't want to just give you the answers because that's not you thinking, that's just you nodding your head like a dog. I understand. Okay, think. End of the day, okay, it's buddy day on Monday. Okay, connect with your buddy. I want you to share your results. Okay, hey, how many combinations, how many different towers did you make with 3 blocks? How many did you make with 4 blocks? And some of you, if you've got time, some of you might rush through this and you're like, yeah, I got it, Mr. G, we are flying right now. Maybe you could add a 5th block, or maybe you could add a 6th block. You'll see that both these are, I've got 2 orange blocks. Oh no, but I'm just gonna color this one purple. Here we go. And now I've added a purple block. So I've got an orange, red, yellow, green, blue, purple. Okay, I've just colored it. Clearly we know that it's really orange, but for this investigation, just colored it, no problem. So, and for some of you, once you've done 4 or 5 or 6, maybe there's patterns that you might see that might help you. And some of you that are really, really pushing themselves and really thinking, maybe you could do it with 10 blocks. Woo! Now that would be really pushing yourself. Okay, can't wait to see what you come up with. Be ready to share your answers with your buddy. Be ready to share your answers tomorrow morning or on Tuesday morning when we check in. Okay, good luck. Happy towering.